boy.
Wait, so what? You want me to talk about what?
I don't know. Instinct's forcing us into this. He just wants content.
What, you want me to talk about abortions?
Here, just to be nice, I'll actually tell you. Actually, send me what it's all about. Exactly, is abortion acceptable or desirable? And if so, what are the limits beyond which it is unacceptable or desirable?
Like I tagged it. I've like posted it repeatedly in King of Round Robin text chat. It's pinned there. It's not exactly hard to find.
I'm new to the server though. You stop picking on me. No, but yeah, that's the question.
I actually did repeat it, dude. I will repeat it more clearly for everybody. Is abortion acceptable or desirable? What are the limits beyond which it is unacceptable or undesirable? And why these particular limits rather than any others? And again, if you would like to jump in the queue, please tag yourself in the text chat. All right, Alistair.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a beautiful glitch in the Matrix there. Julie,
I think that abortion is mostly acceptable and desirable. I would say it's completely acceptable in most cases and largely desirable for society. It generally, I think it functions as the well-being of society, and the cutoff point that I'm usually comfortable with, the local cutoff point, where I think it's around 22 to 24 weeks in most states in my nation. That seems to be the total what society can most tolerate. Whether or not I necessarily agree with that, that seems to be the most reasonable position we can take. Is that there do seem to be problems with later term abortions in which they can actually exist as some people would argue that's very similar to a premature birth. But before that, it's a very grey area. So that seems like a fair, on the safe side in terms of cutoff point. But other than that, abortion, just to keep it simple, they don't particularly cause they cause far more good for society than harm. Like bringing a child into a world, sure.
When you say the benefit of society, would you say this kind of appropriated form genocide or basically being able to kill the offspring is the benefit? Be it for kind of population control, is what you're saying, or where exactly?
No, I'm saying that overall there is more well-being in society as a result.
I can understand a personal benefit, be it towards incest, other medical benefit, or just a personal choice. But societally, the only thing I could truly deem would be some form of that population control.
Well, I think there's other things. So you could say it's like I'm measuring well-being on a society level, and that also takes in individual metrics, right? So, for example, like in a lot of places where abortion becomes criminalized, abortion still occurs, but then women go to more illegal doctors and stuff, like kind of like back alley doctors, more illegal stuff. One, they risk themselves legally, and then it's being performed in not safe environments, not safe stuff. Yeah, it's generally unhealthy for them, and it's unhealthy for other people. It lowers their well-being, and it lowers the kind of there's more crime, there's more, except you can see on a societal impact how it doesn't benefit people. Secondly to that, there's a lot of cases where, in most cases in abortion, you can understand bringing a child into let's just say someone's a teenager, or being a teen mother, is what kind of life is that child going to have? Is that mother going to be single? I don't think we can. It's reasonable to expect, based on other data, that that child will probably not.
Terrence, stop fucking screaming.
It's not shortage; it's the abundance. That's why we're controlling population.
Oh, it's not necessarily for abundance. It's just it could literally just be because that person's not emotionally ready. It could be because that person's not. I see no reason to force them to continue with the pregnancy, to force them to have the child. I see no valid reason.
Right? Believe it in the beginning. We both already agreed: rape, incest, things like that type of stuff.
No, actually, no. I'm for it in cases outside of that.
Oh, no, as well. But I'm saying though, like specifically the base cases we both agreed on, we're kind of defining both of like the larger aspect of this.
Yes, but I am for if a person wants an abortion up to X amount of weeks, I'm fine. They just need to demonstrate that they're sound of mind, and that is the only criteria. As long as they're informed by a doctor and sound of mind, that's the only criteria. Yes.
So regulated pro-choice, essentially. Okay.
Limit like very low-level regulated pro-choice.
Yeah, sorry, what was that, Alice?
I said it, which I believe we both already agreed on, but now I believe the regulations is where we're kind of been arguing about how it should be regulated, what the regulation should be. I think that is the key premise where we're kind of arguing.
I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think the most reasonable regulation is if they have access, they should have access to if they have access to healthcare and such things, they just need to demonstrate that they're reasonably sound of mind and have access to a doctor. And the doctor inform them of the risks involved.
Healthcare, for example, type of thing or something.
No, not necessarily. Like it doesn't have to be universal, but like you just need access to this specific thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. But the point is, if you're reasonably sound of mind and you're informed about the topic, what more regulation do you need?
Well, now I'll ask you this, because again, that's kind of where we kind of agreed, but then further regulation saying, again, like, but let's say a woman is very sexual. She has many partners. Every few months, she's getting an abortion. She's already had dozens or even hundreds.
I don't think that
those type of women, or
I don't think that's a realistic. I don't think that's a likely realistic scenario, and I'm not sure that person would be considered sound of mind.
I'm gonna step in there. I do think that was an unrealistic comparison. Atlas, that puts you at the back of the clue.
No. With that, that is not unrealistic because I can even show you where these
defend
people
yourself.
have had.
That's an outlier example. Like
it's extremely exceptional, right?
Yeah. In the vast majority of cases, people using contraception. In the vast majority of cases, so are you saying that we should then restrict abortion because one person necessarily
specifically courtesans, be it hookers, who have basically dozens, if not hundreds, even in some of these times, especially in Vegas, not just Chicago. There's Vegas, New York.
You're talking about unbelievably exceptional cases, man.
No, these are in the thousands and tens of thousands.
Could you provide stats on that, please?
Yes, I could.
Okay, but then even then, that still plays into my point is that of societal well-being, it would still be to societal well-being to not allow these. So let's just say we are providing all the hookers in Las Vegas with a free abortion service. Personally, I'm fine with that because the children probably shouldn't be having children in the environments they're living in.
But you're assuming that
I would say that would still result in greater societal well-being to provide them with abortion. So I'm perfectly fine with that.
But then that's the assumption that they will, in fact, raise the children.
Yeah, I pushed it. As to how that would work. I haven't seen models for it that worked. There's nothing that. And onwards, and yeah. Well, I can't demonstrate a negative. You'd have to actually provide me evidence that this model would work. You'd have to provide me evidence, like a good body of evidence that this would be an optimal model.
Now, why exactly did you say well-being there? And what?
Because I'm resting on the axiom of well-being.